So we're in Luxembourg City, in Luxembourg, and we're going to try and, hello ladies, nice to see you. And we're going to try and spread a bit of awareness and just prompt people to have a little look closer, have a little bit of researching.
I'm in Luxembourg and the earth is flat. Jack finishing it off. Hello, you speak English?
But it's not the norm. You have to unlearn and think back to square one.
Yeah.
Without gravity, without mathematical equations, no Newton, no Einstein, who said gravity is not a force. He said it himself. So it's worth looking at success.
It means that we think that the globe is a deception, that the idea that we can live on a spinning ball out in the vastness of space is just science fiction. We've not been able to evidence that, prove that, other than with evidence we've been given from NASA and maths.
Oh, it's too difficult to me to understand. I tried in my words. Maybe I'm not.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Is your meaning is that the idea of one globe together and so on is the lie?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that too. So
you believe that too?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! Shake my hand.
Yes, good.
Shake
yes,
my hand.
I think.
So now, can I ask you, if you think that you're moving at 650 miles an hour here, and you get to the North Pole, you're not really moving at all because there's no circumference. But so by the time you get there, theoretically, you're almost not moving at all. By the time you get to the equator, you're moving at 1,000 miles an hour. So that's like a significant step down over the distance of 6,000 miles, which is a quarter of our globe. You got a 1,000 mile an hour variation in the winds. Do you think that the Coriolis force is sufficient to account for that?
Yes.
Okay. So now tell me something else then.
I also have a question for you.
Okay.
So when you go to the beach and you see like the horizon,
yes.
How do you explain that? Like what is that for you?
That's about perspective and angular resolution.
Because we've been two, and I have a daughter, and I don't like my daughter to be lied by anyone, and especially some teacher. About where we live. We don't live in himself. We live in a spinning ball. A water. This is the point. It's 25,000 miles in circumference of the Earth. This is what we're told by NASA and by mainstream. So you can do the mathematics and work out that every mile squared, every mile Quadratmeile, muss eine 5 von Abzeugen. Why? Because that's the curvature of the Earth.
But it's not like the world is a perfect round shape.
Well, where is it round?
Oh, we are. You have books, you have thoughts, you love, there is, but now, which scientist? There's no scientist. There's no scientist. This science, you know, it's not real. It's not real because you are all you have is computer-based pictures. Yeah?
Hi. There's two streams. We've got on Jason of the Disbury channel. We've got Lisa over there.
We're out here saying, like, tell me where on the banners claims the
Nobody's saying you're express. We're saying that it's a global way the flat earth
Really? No, okay. We find that quite interesting as we interacted with you. Look at all these banners, and the only thing I can tell is, and this is what you're basing your argument on.
You say that we're not in the sphere. If we're not in the sphere, what is it?
It's a good question. Yeah. Why do you believe what you're taught by school?
Because, okay.
Just simply answer it. No complicated. It's a very, very simple question. Why do you believe what you were taught about where you live?
Because you can have empirical proofs.
It's yours.
Okay, a simple one.
Not certain.
No, a simple one.
You're going to tell me how it's taught.
Why can we see an eclipse?
Why did you believe in
What?
Why did you believe in Santa when you were a kid?
Santa?
Yeah, when you were a kid, why did you believe in Santa?
No, wait, hold on a second.
Finish.
Can I finish?
No, I will.
Now.
Why did you? No, listen, I'm not getting. I just want to not be misrepresented. Let me just finish. I'm asking why you did, not why society. Do you understand the difference? I'm asking what your person believes.
I was a kid, naive. I am a grown man.
You understand the analogy? You don't need to get angry with me. I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying.
This is pointless.
I'm not angry. What we're saying. All I'm saying is, your personal beliefs and society beliefs.
clouds
That's what I'm
or
saying.
36 kilometers of clouds that we do with our habitual balloons. Yeah. First of all, we see the flatness. Yeah.
You with your two eyes.
The second of all,
You don't believe what you see. Of course I believe what I naturally see.
Okay, so it's just have an eclipse. All right.
I can't look after the eclipse.
Why are you looking at an eclipse? Why are you looking at an eclipse?
You can't.
Well, I would offer this young man. I would offer you something to think of. Let me just say, if you see an eclipse, yeah,
I'm not comfortable in
that's
that.
okay.
Sorry.
But here's a question for you.
Out of the way.
If you, that's right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Here's a question for you. Because you see something, does it mean that there's only one explanation, or is it possible that there's more than one explanation?
No, factually. I'm looking at factually.
Okay. Okay. So if you think that the lunar eclipse is being caused by the moon going in front of the sun, why is it that at new moon, no scientist or recording has ever been made of the moon 10 hours before and 10 hours after new moon? Think about it like this. If the moon was a rock, yeah, in space like they tell us, then at new moon, it should be silhouetted by the sun as it crosses in front of the sun, because that's what they tell us the new moon is at the point at which it's crossing in front of the sun, all the light is on the back of the moon, and we can't see the moon because all the light is on the back and not the front, right?
Such an uncomfortable answer.
Well,
I just want to apologize. I didn't mean to upset you.
No. It's just.
I just wanted to
Can
get
you
your
look straight at me? Look at the finger. Can you see shit? No, you can't.
okay, so
I didn't. No, like he like the eclipse. That right? This is why you can't see shit.
no, hold on.
Why not? It's not.
Hold on, no. Okay, so
Sorry, I just mentioned.
That's not supporting evidence.
no, here's that. I mean, it's a little bit rude to stick your bright light in my face, but here's. I won't film you. I'll respect what you asked me, even though that was extremely rude. That's the point of bright light. You didn't need to do that to make your example. But let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you what happens when you put an object in front of a light. That object will throw a shadow larger than the object.
Yeah.
Right? Do you
No,
agree?
well, no. Depends on how far you are.
Your finger is throwing a shadow on my face bigger than your finger. Would you accept that?
If you want, I just can put it like this,
Uh-huh.
so we can like actually scale because you know like with the.
Now, did you know? Okay,
Yeah.
but do you know?
Would be based on those
Yeah, because well,
you know that as well, right?
let's just say.
No supporting evidence.
Let's just say, because the science will tell us that the Earth is the moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, but 400 times further away. So the eclipse completely covers the sun. Would you agree? A full eclipse is when the moon completely covers the sun. The Earth is flat, my friends. Earth is flat. You've been lied to by your science, lied to by your government, lied to by your religion. The entirety of our world is water, and water always finds level. But they have slain you to stop you from ever achieving your divine heritage. Each of us are of the Creator. Each of us are as important as every other. But your government and your king and your queen and your pope and your banker, they would have you realize or believe that you are something less. The scientists, my friends, today have been misled. They do not know that water is level.
We'll see you tomorrow. Say goodbye.
Take care, and I'll be in Discord later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Global Euro Tour live update with myself, Jason of the Disbury, the amazing Trinities on the camper van, Sven, Jack, and Lisa, and to all of you in the chat room. Thank you so much for waiting. The guys were finding somewhere to park up, and yeah, there's some severe mileage to be done. So shout out to the guys on the camper van for even tuning in. It is grueling stuff on a day-to-day basis, and to have them here with us right now, I feel is nothing less than exclusive. And of course, I've saved the best till last. The man himself, that is Adam the Meekster. Yes. Oh, yes. You can shake your head all you want, mate. The brothers in arms. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Sorry. It's got to be said.
All right, Adam. Have you had a shower?
No,
Jake?
he's mute. He's muted. He's muted. Your big entrance has been messed up. And again, the man that is the Adam Meekster.
Well,
Yeah, all pros here.
I like to prank my friends, my family. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. I'm looking at the guys there, and even though I know their backs aren't comfortable in any way, shape, or form, I'd love to be there with you guys. It's a cramped little spot, but it's a happy spot. Yeah, I've been watching you and smashing it, Sven. I like your style, mate. I like the style.
I do. He's absolutely fantastic. I've just watched the entire stream coming back tonight from Cornwall, and so I had a 2.5 hour drive. And Sven, you lit my day up all the way back. I just thought you were amazing. You got so many great little quips, and it's just fantastic. Fully enjoyed that.
Do you remember the Harlem Globetrotters? Remember the basketball team, the Harlem Globetrotters, where they were just like the pros of all pros of all pro, like you just cannot touch them for nothing. That's what I thought was on the screens. The Harlem Globetrotters of flat smacking and ball taking. It just blew me away.
You're a bit of a
not worthy. You're not worthy.
You have this, like, what's a teacher undertone to your commandness of your voice, and with a little hint of salt and pepper, you just get that little hint of sarcasm sometimes. You know, like when someone kind of pisses you off a little bit, but you're not quite too rude, but it's still there. In other words, you're taking no shit. I love it. I was in tears of laughter sometimes.
Yeah, and a lot of them do get it as well. They play a bit silly sometimes, or hide behind the fact that they apparently don't speak English, like we had in France, didn't we? Which was a bit bizarre. And then someone said to us, "Everybody speaks English." Right, yeah, well, everybody speaks a little bit of English. And Bordeaux is a university city, so of course they speak English there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Go on, Jason. I'll hand over to you because I've got loads to get through as well. Go on, hand over to you first. I'm just going into the chat room to scroll up so I can give a shout out to the chat room.
No, that's okay.
You go first.
Well, there's kind of lots to talk about, you know, like, but you guys covered quite a bit of it yesterday, so that was great. Thank you for that. Roxanne was a little bit tied up and tired, you know, like she had a big night ahead of her, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm on call this week, and you know what? Sometimes it can be quite grueling for me to try and get in and do this. But I'll always do my best for you guys. But today you got there to Bordeaux. I take it that was a bit of a bit of a drive. Yeah, you had a couple of days to do that one. So was it too hard, or was it okay? Because what was that drive like?
I mean, we got out of Bordeaux about an hour or maybe half an hour out of Bordeaux, I think. I can't remember exactly now. And then we stopped for the show to do that show last night, which was fun, but it was a different kind of kettle of fish. You know, sitting and chatting versus trying to host a thing was different for me. Anyway, and then afterwards, Jack decided to, well, he said he was up for driving for a good few hours to get us much closer to the city, to Madrid. And I think one thing led to another, and he was driving till about 6 this morning. Was that right? About
6, yeah.
And so he needed to sleep. To be fair, we all needed time to kind of have downtime. We were at another truck stop, and I was grateful for a little patch of grass outside of the camper van to entertain Alexander for a little bit. But I think next thing we knew, we'd had something to eat. Did Andrew make something to eat or something? We had a lunch. We had a late breakfast. We had
the light
scrambled eggs, actually. Yeah. And mushrooms and tomato and stuff like that.
Nice bread with it.
Yeah, that was nice. But by the time we got going, it was 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we got into Madrid, or into the outskirts of Madrid at rush hour, and it was gridlock. So Jack found a little lay-by for us to pull up, and we were like, maybe we could stay here for the night, but it was nowhere near a toilet, or we thought it might even be some kind of
place to meet somebody of the opposite sex.
Have you heard of dogging?
No.
We thought it might be a dogging site, so it's okay. Alexander's not asleep yet, as you might have heard.
Zizi in the house. Zizi in the house.
Yeah, he may make himself.
Adam, your wish may come true. Adam, do you want to let Dave know what you were like in a perfect world? You'd be able to get a soundbite from Zizi.
Yeah,
We're like, no way, would that be possible?
I started a bit of the ZZ tunes today, Dave, trying to mess about with Incy Wincy Spider, but I've got too much of your voice in there, so I need just some straight sampling of ZZ because
it's a hit track already from what I'm hearing. I heard today the way you put your voices over the track, it's like, Adam, you're a genius. Yeah, you shake your head, Jason. You shake your head up there. True genius.
Well, hey, so listen, we were about 20 k's out of town, and we didn't want to stop where we were. So after Andrew had made us something to eat, we thought we'd drive on in to somewhere closer to where we're picking up Howard tomorrow, but where we might find a petrol garage. And to cut a long story short, I looked for a petrol garage that had a shower, and the sat nav brought me into some of the smallest streets in Madrid. And I actually clipped the back wing just on a bollard, so not significant damage, but I did touch the back wing on a tight turn. I have to be honest with you, Jason. Sorry about that.
Okay.
A tiny little piece of plastic housing did come away. So anyway, we
is that the first little prang then, Dave? Is it the confession time? I like it.
Yeah, my first ding on the vehicle, but Jack was asleep and I didn't have the heart to wake him, and I thought we've just got to do a little half-hour run.
You should have blamed it on Jack. Just blame it on Jack.
He wasn't even driving, but it was his fault. I'll be getting those calls soon. Have you been involved in an accident recently? I might be able to get whiplash.
Yes.
But my heart sank, because we were running low on time and we were hoping to go for live for 10:30 our time. And as I pull up, it's just gone 10:30, and I pull up and it's this tiny little mechanic, and there's no way we could park around there. It's just so narrow. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna have to find a spot to pull up, which is what we've done. Is we've found a place wide enough. It's a no parking area, but it's good enough for right now. For us to do the live stream, and I'm actually hoping Jack will get up and do the last little bit and find us some way out of here, because as I say, we've ended up in some pretty tight little streets in Madrid. So welcome to Madrid tour, because it's a big old sprawling city, and we've got an interesting day ahead of us tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah.
España. This is exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It should be a good day tomorrow.
The landscape has changed.
And the weather, changed. You notice the difference coming down.
So hey, shade milder, and the sun's a little bit warmer as you catch it on the face. The moon is as bright as ever, and it's just gone full moon, as you all know. So.
But one thing I didn't figure out, though, and it's important, maybe anybody in the chat might have an answer to this. Who knows? But the Earth seems to be flat here in Madrid as well.
Oh, thank you.
We noticed a lot of flatness on the drive.
It just sort of confuses me, because I keep thinking there's round bits somewhere to accommodate for all the flat bits.
Well, I thought I saw a round bit. We saw over the escarpment for about 100 kilometers in front of us, and below me, it seemed as if the clouds were actually bending around over the horizon.
Yeah. But that's the gravity playing tricks on us. It makes us think.
Well, I think it's the superior mirage bending of clouds and mountains.
And his mate inferior mirage, who every now and then pops up as well.
Will bring that down if it needs to.
Yeah.
If you can't find a better excuse, then inferior mirage will have to be.
Are we talking about the heavy clouds? Do you mean bazillions of tons worth of water? Those clouds.
that are just magically held up in the atmosphere despite gravity tugging on them.
Bit of a conundrum, really. We'll still have to work on that one, figure out what's going on.
Yes, and
I
obviously
really
how
like
to
these
play
little skits. These feel like little skits. You guys have got me in stitches here, but it's like
Yeah, but it's stuff we have to discuss.
Well,
because, you know,
I love the casual way you're doing that. I freaking love it.
we've seen some interesting sights along the way here.
we have seen some very interesting sights. Yeah,
I noticed there was a body of water. It appeared level to me, but clearly, obviously, it couldn't be level.
It was pretty level to me as well. But then,
Yeah, but that's the trick of the eye. Trust your senses.
well, I should never trust my senses.
No.
Next time I walk out the door, I'll just pretend it's just flat floor straight next to the door. I won't think that there might be depth or anything. I'll just
Yes, but when we were
Shut up.
driving out of France, we came over the edge of the globe. Actually,
We did
I remember
actually see
quite
that.
clearly
Yeah.
seeing the edge of the globe.
Yeah.
The front and nose of the van dipped down like the aircraft normally does, or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just started heading off down the side of the globe. Because we've traveled so far, we've obviously had significant amounts of curvature to deal with.
Well, we did today, particularly curvature, to make up for all that flat stuff over in Germany, Holland.
It's obviously very flat there.
It's
They don't get the 8
flat
inches
there,
in a
no.
mile squared. It's more like
No,
2
no,
inches
no.
in a mile squared. Something
It
like
is,
that.
and then you've got the translation into the decimal system. You know,
Listen, yeah, we already have a very blocked up toilet. Can
Yeah.
you choose?
Yeah, the toilet needs to be.
Is there more effluent coming from the table or from the toilet? Yeah, I don't know. But the table's not flat, by the way, because wherever I parked, it's on a very steep hill.
It is. I've had to use
Thankfully,
chewing
the
gum to
handbrakes
prop
still
things
work.
up here.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, there we go.
Yeah, so there you go. That was our little adventure getting into
People are
Spain.
saying Hale and Pace are springing to mind here. You've got people in stitches. I've got to give a shout out. Hale and Pace, UK 22. Amanda Globe denies and absolutely. She says, "Oh my God, these two, so great, so great." Nora is in absolute stitches. National Memorial Guard is on the floor rolling around laughing. Oxbow Spirit, everyone is. Land Vest is in stitches.
These two are wondering why.
It is delivery. It is delivery. Poetry.
We're being serious. Andrea knows that.
I mean, as we approach the city, I noticed the buildings, the tall buildings, sort of were leaning away from us. And as we approached the city, they appeared to come more erect.
Well, it did,
right.
even though the water in between was flat.
Yeah, well, it appears flat, but it's Imperial Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah, and Coriolis force causes it to bend.
It gets more complicated the more you look into it, doesn't it?
Well, it is.
You know,
it's a bit of a bubble, isn't it? Really? It's all a bit of a bubble.
Yeah.
People struggle with this stuff, but
They
really
do
it's
struggle
quite
with this
simple.
stuff, yeah.
Really, obviously, it's.
And then once you add valleys into the mix, well, then I'm anybody's. You know.
Yeah.
So after that, it's just, we're gone with the wind, then, aren't we? You know.
Well, there's more than 8 inches per mile squared around here. You know, that's what we've got to say.
We're on about 135% slope at the moment.
No, I'm thinking 14, 15 inches,
At least
16 in the mile squared.
Yeah.
Around here, and
Most
it feels
of it.
like that where we've parked tonight.
And the water is running uphill, which makes it really confusing.
Well, it is quite
Yeah.
surprising to see,
Bit
but
difficult at times.
Sometimes I think it's an inferior mirage again. But actually it's clearly measurably going up the curve.
But that's all very fine and good. But how do you all know each other?
Well, you see, that is what I was getting to, because I met you, Sven, in a Christian centre in Kidderminster for a weekend retreat. It was lovely. That was
I nearly got scared then. I'm glad you said the Kidderminster thing. I forgot all about it. It was a Christian centre.
I met you.
It was a lovely weekend. And then I went to Germany with you and just left you there and came back with Jason. You should have seen the look on their faces when only two came back.
Yes.
Yeah,
we had some explaining to do with it.
Yeah.
They were looking at the
so,
jacket in the back, like, is someone in there? Is someone in there? Like, no one's in there. Yeah, someone's in there. No one's, honestly, no one's in there.
Yeah. And Roxanne had a yellow jumper on, which didn't help.
You did.
Yeah. And can I make a point here? Jason thought we were going to be slightly early for our boat, but in fact we were like 9 hours late for it because
we
Jason
missed
got
our
the
boat
time a little bit wrong. It was in the morning.
Yeah.
Our boat was leaving at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And we were thought we'll just style it out. We'll pull up and we'll just get on the boat before ours. It's no big deal.
So you essentially you underestimated the east-west spin.
Big time.
That's what's happened.
Big time.
That's what happened.
We thought we were going to blag our way onto a boat prior to our boat. So we pulled up and just didn't say anything. We thought we'd just act like we didn't know. And meanwhile, this woman's looking at this ticket going, these lot have rocked up 8-9 hours late and they're not even saying, sorry, we missed our boat. Well,
yeah.
From there on in, Jason, you couldn't make it up what happened after that. She just decided to be like super helpful.
Yeah, extremely helpful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the story. She said that, look, I'll tell you what I'll do is if you just pay me an extra £10, we'll get you on the next boat. And here's the thing, we didn't have £10. I had we managed to scrape in all these coins.
Had shekels. We had like cents, like 1 cent.
We had euros and pounds. We met right on the nose, wasn't it?
We gave her like £5.20 and like €4.10, and it just about. She let us off 10 cents. She let us off 10 cents.
Oh no, we found that one. We found the 10 cents.
We did.
Yeah.
You couldn't make it up. But luckily enough, she didn't ask us how we knew each other. So we thought, well, we're in.
But they did wonder where Sven was. But they did wonder where Sven was.
They did. And the yellow jumper really didn't help. The yellow jumper, it just had the people on the boat as well. It was bad enough just at the gate, but everyone on the boat was looking at me going, obvious where you've just come from, love. You can imagine.
Right.
You can imagine. Everyone was giving me the side eye on the boat. Oh, and yeah, no, I'll save that story for offline. What fell out my wallet, Jason? Do you remember?
And you left it on the table in the ferry.
Left it as a parting gift. You know
your ferry pom-pom hat stayed behind as well, Roxanne. We found that.
Some what?
Your furry pom-pom hat.
Oh, good. Well, if it can go into good, if it gets, I hope it gets warmer for you guys, if anything, not colder. So let's still fingers crossed for hotter weather, but if it gets colder, if it's any use, by all means use it.
Not Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden, I don't think will reach much above minus 3,000 degrees centigrade, if I'm totally honest.
Do you think we'd need chains on the tyres for like any of these countries? Do you think it would be like snowy?
Once you go around and go up north again, and you're hitting the end of November, you'll get snow throughout Germany or wherever, whichever way we're traveling up to Scandinavia. I say we.
Chains
but
on the tyres.
Yeah. Sven, put your indoctrination in check. We're not going up north.
Yeah. I was waiting for that bit of pedantry.
Yeah.
No, I keep kicking myself every time I say it.
Yeah, you're true. I keep saying sunset. In fact, we've changed all that lingo now, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we like that one. We like approach, don't we? Did you have the one for it going away? Because we got approach, but what about when it's going? What did you come up?
We've well, I've just said sun disappearance, really, but it doesn't disappear as it moves away from it. It distances itself from us, doesn't it?
There's a sun?
I don't know what it is.
Oh,
you know what it is?
Yeah, no, I haven't even seen it. I know Australia doesn't exist, of course. And,
we all know Australia doesn't exist.
No. Well, maybe someone in the chat can help on that. So we like approach. The sun approaches us, but sun away. Nora says sun away. Doesn't kind of roll off the tongue though, does it?
No. That does not roll off the tongue. Although we're very appreciative of all suggestions.
Yeah.
All the same, but yeah.
It's sun come, some go.
Some go, yeah.
Sun go, yeah.
I like that. That does work.
It comes and it goes.
That works. So can we get a bit of a forecast of the next 24 hours, please? If that's okay, Jack.
Yeah, well, we've got Howard, which is, I think people will find his approach very refreshing. He's got a very high speed, style of delivery. So we're picking him up tomorrow, and we've got a little bit of DIY to do to make a bed in the garage. So we're hoping to pull that off with Howard's help, because his Spanish lingo will get us into the hardware store and make sure we buy the right things.
Absolutely.
We don't want to come home with something that doesn't look it looks somewhat inappropriate.
Like a bed of nails from the local Indian shop or something
Well,
like
yes.
that. You know, we don't want him lying on that.
Yes. Well, yesterday we went past a love store that I genuinely
Yeah.
thought was something kind of, you know, soulful and spiritual. But on our way back out of that area, I realized it was all toys and fluffy handcuffs and things
And
like
stuff.
that.
Mm.
Yes.
Truncheons and things.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we moved swiftly on.
We did.
But the next 24 hours will involve Madrid, and we are excited to be in this incredible city. I think it's going to be a real.
We're going to have a blast, and we might even have a quick bullfight while we're at it. Eh? We'll go over there and.
Well, we're going to take on the baller doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got and then we've got a day off, so I'm not quite sure yet how we'll plan the evenings driving and so on. But it's something we need to always be in account.
Are we on our way to Lisbon?
Is Lisbon the day after?
I think so. Is it Lisbon
The day
after Madrid? I think Lisbon, isn't it, Jason?
I'm just
Roger.
look.
Whoops,
I'll
sorry,
tell
my
you.
darling.
2 seconds. Yeah, it is Lisbon. So, well, obviously you got a day off, then Lisbon, then day off, then Gibraltar,
Someone
then
needs to
day
get
off.
out of here.
Oh, no.
Right, 1 second. Someone's trying to get out of their parking space, so Dave's going to have to do some driving. While,
Well, I was going to say, I'm just trying to grab something from Howard, because not everybody is. There is some people in the chat room who know who Howard is, but I've had a few conversations with people over the last few days. Of I just want to see if I can, because obviously, give me a
There was
second.
that bit. Oh,
Carry on talking for a second. I'll
on cue. Go.
What?
Talk.
If you're after a little filler, Jason.
Yes.
Go on then. Go for it.
About the path of the sun. I put my camera back on for a second and saw my hairline, and the words maybe the recedence of the sun could be appropriate.
Recedence.
right, we're on the move, so it's either Coriolis or Dave's putting his foot down.
I've got what I wanted to say briefly, if it's all right with everybody. It's only about 6 minutes long. It's okay.
Okay. Are you doing that now? Yeah.
It's relevant because Howard's joining the tour tomorrow, so I thought it would give everyone a little taster of
Go
Howard.
for it.
I also want to let everybody know, please check out John Smith Globalize channel as well, because Howard's made some content with John Smith as well. If you look in the description, you'll see a load of channel links where you'll find loads of links for everybody's channels. So I'm just going to now share screen, share audio. And hopefully you guys will be able to see this.
Throughout
Can you hear it?
history, we've been distracted and divided by having beliefs in other people's theories and second-hand information. Stop the debate. Just do the experiment at sea level and see for yourself. By observing buildings entirely from top to bottom, 10 to 30 miles along the coast, this confirms that the Earth does not curve 8 inches per mile squared, as it would have to if it truly was 25,000 miles in circumference. This is irrefutable evidence that we are being lied to about the dimensions and the situation of where we are. Along with the Big Bang, evolution, quantum physics propaganda, we are having our beliefs and understanding misled. This leads us to be materialistic and blind and insensitive to all the other problems around the world. Thank you. I'm Howard George Sturrock. Here we've got a very simple experiment that you can make for yourself that proves that the stars are not what we've been taught. Zoom in on the brightest star or planet in the sky and record a short video. I'll do that again. I'm looking at it. I'll pull it out. The reason I'm making these videos isn't to push my beliefs onto people, but rather that you see how easy you can make the experiments for yourselves. My favourite of all is to get 2 glasses of water and place one under the moonlight and one in shade of the moonlight. Leave them for about 30 minutes, and with a thermostat for food, you can go and check for yourselves. I'm not going to make a 30-minute video, and you'll see that the one under the moonlight is always 2 or 3 degrees Fahrenheit colder, proving that the moon is not a reflection of the sun, as it would be warm or neutral. It's a negative charge to our atmosphere. It chills the water. Negative polarity, yin-yang. So science is supposed to be observable, measurable, repeatable, and falsifiable. So come on, prove me wrong. Hi, I'm Howard George Stirrer. I'd like to show you how easy you can make an experiment to prove that the moonlight is not a reflection of the sun, but rather the moon projects its own light. Silver, negative, cold, like a proton in a very big atmosphere. Let's see. Half an illuminated moon in the blue sky coming up in the east, above our horizon. In theory, that's behind our globe, while the sun going down on the west is in theory in front of our globe. As both bodies are above our horizon at this time, that means that Earth cannot be casting a shadow on the moon, and it also doesn't explain why we see half a moon if the face of the moon is always facing us and it's directly opposite the sun. We should see a full moon, but we don't. So we should be asking questions and making more experiments and listening less to the authorities that we know take our money. Thank you very much.
Oh, can't hear you, Roxanne. I don't know if you can.
So that was Howard George Syrup, and that was a little introduction so you guys can see where he's kind of coming from and the ethos of why he's doing what he's doing. I know he's done a lot of work with John Smith. I know I myself, I've done an interview with him. I know he's gone on with Zoom Truth. I think he's gone on with Marilyn Spirit Level as well. So you can catch him about the place. He's managed to, you know, get what he's doing out there. He's managed to present 10,000 euros. He's gone on mainstream TV in Spain. He's approached the news, and no one's managed to take the 10 grand off him yet. But I know that Dave and Andrea, you guys know Howard as well, don't you?
Yeah, he spent a few days with us. I can't remember how long it was now, but I took him down to Speaker's Corner for a day of activism. That was good fun. And he got on really well with Alexander, so that was even better.
Game, set, match. And this is what I want to let everybody know, because not everybody's been watching us from the start and not everyone's seen the whole journey of everyone. I want to implore everybody, if you've got some time, to look back into the timeline of people's content as well, because I'm sure you filmed that, didn't you, Dave? Did you? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think both Howard and I filmed that. He tends not to go live, and so he films his content and then puts it into a tidy video. Yeah,
cool.
But I think I was live streaming that day.
Perfect. So your channel's in the description, and I popped Howard's channel into the chat as well. So I want everybody to try and familiarize themselves with everybody's work, because I think it gives everyone a bit of background as to where everyone's coming from, because everyone's had a journey to get to here. No one's kind of woken up overnight and landed on the tour bus going across Europe talking to, you know, there's connections that have been made over a long time. And I think it's very poignant in the fact that you guys are meeting up now in Spain, you know.
Well, also, I mean, Howard's one of those people who's been, you know, inspirational in his dogged one-man kind of crusade through that part of Spain to spread this truth. So I was very keen to meet him. So when the opportunity presented, we invited him to stay with us for a while. So,
love it. Absolutely.
Hey, Dave, on that, as you're in Spain now, I couldn't help but take a little Google search, and La Terra es plana. La Terra es
plana. La Terra es plana. Well, you'll probably hear that again over the next few days, but thank you, buddy. La Terra es plana. I struggled a bit with the French, but that sounds easy.
Love that. Love that. So it is Madrid tomorrow, yeah?
Yep. Bring it on.
Perfect. And then it's traveling, and then the next destination after that is
Lisbon,
Portugal.
Lisbon in Ireland. That was right, wasn't it? Because we booked a ferry and everything.
What you like? So
sure.
for anyone who wants to join the crew, it's Madrid tomorrow, and it's Lisbon in Portugal, not the next day, the day after.
Portugal.
Day, well,
Right.
I don't want to say day off because it's
this
not
is.
a day off.
I've had enough of this. Right.
What's going on?
Go on, spit it out.
I'm not happy. I've got to be honest with you.
No,
right?
Really?
We went through Italy at a pace. These boys seem to be having. It's like manana all the time at the moment. What's going off? Day off.
Yeah. We worked at that was a killer pace, my friend. Those days in Italy, and then where we went after that.
You did X. I think wasn't it 10, almost 10 days in a row with no day off. 9, 10. That was grueling.
9 or 10. Yeah. So that was pretty grueling actually, and I certainly haven't recovered from that. And of course, we're managing, you know, a little family here on the bus as well as the family of the flat Earth. So it's the road is long and with very few shower breaks.
No, it must be nice. It must be nice. I've been missing it on the streams, obviously, but it must be nice just to take a minute, actually, Dave, just to breathe, because it was a hectic pace, craziness, right?
Yeah, you never feel like you're actually on. You know, you're in a new city. It's so surreal because you know the next minute you're a different country, a different city, and you're in and out so quickly. You know, so yesterday was nice to have just a little bit of time in Bordeaux, and to get a feel of that incredible city. I mean, the architecture there is
staggering. And
I enjoyed your video, Dave. It was a nice little quick look around.
yeah, cheers.
It was, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah, just a little
some nice
6-minute.
Strangely low windows again, as always. But those arches at the gateways were stunning. I thought it looked a really
Yeah. I mean, they didn't obviously match. They didn't match up to those ones we saw in Italy. You know, the grandeur of those ones at San Marco Square and all of that. But yeah, it was a stunning place, and I know you were particularly taken by it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I will definitely go back there again and check it out a little bit closer. This is the other thing, you see, if we can at all allow ourselves a little bit more time either before or afterwards and get the driving out of the way sort of thing. Excuse me. Then it even gives us an opportunity to experience a bit of the atmosphere of where we're at as well, even if it's only for a short time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get the chance to experience. I went to some great places.
Exactly.
You're literally in, do the activism, and you've got to get on the road. I mean, certainly that was our pace. But how long you got left, Sven?
Don't know yet, mate. At least Barcelona.
Still free. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So that, you know, that's we'll see how that pans out. You know, we'll take it a day at a time, as they say, and who knows what lies beyond the curve.
Yeah.
I mean, cylinder.
Yeah, we like to take one day at a time.
Yeah.
It's so intense, really. It's not, you know, because it's your whole life revolves around this tiny camper van and the movements of it and so on. So
I'm worried about your two's Horizon Ferrari earlier. I was thinking, are you actually trying to reify that point as the leading edge of a curve, or are you just merely identifying it as an arbitrary point defined by height, optics, and other phenomena?
Sam, Iron Realm Media has been resting, man. I'm not well rested enough to answer that. Reified, Kurt, what? That's
I think that's
beyond
more
me, man.
Mr. Nathan Oakley, that one, to be fair. But
oh, right, yeah. No, the simpler is better for us at the moment. I think. What is it? Occam's razor. Keep it simple. But yeah, there was definitely some kind of I can't even go there. Yeah. But it's been nice to have a little bit of downtime, although truthfully, you know, it didn't feel like downtime today because we, you know, by the time we got up and got our stuff together and what have you, we were kind of back on the road again. And then the next thing, it's sun's setting. Well, it's going away, too far away for us to see. And we're driving around the back streets of Lisbon looking for
Moscow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Latvia. Looking for a Madridian shower, but obviously at the moment I'm just in this very tight squeeze. So we had to move the van a minute ago just to relocate because someone wanted out of the garage that I was blocking.
Oh wow!
So we're here temporarily and we'll move again.
Where are you going to pitch tomorrow?
Sorry, so Jason's found us a really nice spot tomorrow. We haven't had a chance to look it
Which
over.
one are you going for? Because I gave you two choices. You got the big square, and you've got the other place, which I like better, which was the Plaza place. So,
yeah.
So you had the big
That's the one
square.
we're going to try.
Yeah, that looked better. I was a bit worried about the big square because of quite tall buildings, and I thought you might have problems with getting a signal, you know, because we've struggled with that when there's complete buildings all around us and that, you know, so it might be a struggle getting a signal there.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem because I know the satellites are aligned tomorrow over the centre of Madrid.
Yeah, and they've got those
There you
satellites
go.
that
It should be okay.
Be fine. Be absolutely fine. Just go
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, we had a problem with the satellite earlier, but that seemed to melt away because they travel so fast. They're very quickly in position.
And close to the sun as well, apparently.
Yeah.
It's blinding.
Oh no, it depends on the wind. It's the wind that carries the balloons. If it's got nice still,
One of
yeah,
those
okay.
wins, yeah. Someone's been eating too many baked beans nearby the factory, the balloon factory or something. I don't know.
But yesterday in Bordeaux, the location you'd sent us was a most beautiful
Yeah, it was nice.
cathedral, the Saint Andre Cathedral. It was just staggering. However, no one was almost no one was going around there. So you might not have heard us say it yesterday, but we relocated to a much busier sort of street. And we also had, we should remember, we had Lucy and John with us yesterday, who were
fantastic,
a real bonus to the team. We really enjoyed having their time and their generosity.
Yeah, they were amazing. They bought us dinner in the evening, and it was lovely to spend the day with them. And it was their first taste of activism in that sense.
It
was good. And Lucy helped, of course, with her French knowledge, and so did John. They both spoke de lingo.
Yes,
I don't know if they say that in French, but
there's just a couple who've managed to start breaking away from the system some years ago, and got themselves a little place out in France. Low overheads, low overhead lifestyle. It was lovely to meet them and to talk about what they feel the need to. They want to help people, to help people with their health, particularly. That resonated with me. Andrea and I are always talking about how we might do more to help people with their health, given the things that we've learned, to empower people more. So that was nice to see, and I think there must be more people. I know there are more people like that who are interested in doing something different outside of the mainstream. And we have to find ways of, I guess, coming together to support those kind of initiatives where people can do things, like run retreats and stuff that are for people who are willing to kind of hear that, the mainstream stuff is hoopla. So it was nice to meet them. Thanks again for coming.
Yeah, it's great to meet them. And please do get in touch with us if you can.
And if there's anyone who's hoping to join us in Madrid tomorrow, make sure you're, we'll hopefully go early tomorrow, but, no assurances at this point, but it'd be lovely to see some people. Jason, will you make that location available to people? Or?
I will do. I'll do a little thumbnail tonight with the location and time and that. I did wonder though, Alex, music guru, he's in Spain somewhere, isn't he? It'd be nice to see if Alex can make a journey and meet up with you guys somewhere.
I don't know what part of Spain he lives in. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Spain's not England. It's quite a big place.
It's a big place. Yeah. It took us 7-8 hours, in fact, to get.
More than that. It was more than that. The sat nav may say 8, but once you've driven this van at 60 miles an hour, and it realizes you're not going to go as fast as that.
Excuse me. Sometimes it does go a little bit faster.
Is that a speeding fine?
That's a speeding fine.
Where from? Oh, okay.
That was back in. That was Riga. That was,
Well, in Riga, you probably will get a speeding fine because it's all closed off and it's 20 miles an hour. So yeah, you'll get one in that van.
Right.
No.
Dave, I was
common fault with Riga. That is a common fault with Riga.
It'll be one of many, I imagine, but it's all good as long as everybody's getting to everywhere that needs to be got to. So it's fine. It's all good.
Love it. Well,
good for you,
we've
Jason.
been going for about 53 minutes now, almost an hour, and we do have another video from UK to
Bordeaux.
Is it changed?
Is
his
that
name?
Bordeaux?
Sorry, I forgot what it was.
Roxanne, we'll do that, but I wanted to just give a quick shout out on 1 or 2 donations.
Go for it.
Let me just quickly shout that out. It was Dave, Trev. Thank you very much for your donation. We've received with many, many, many thanks. And then there was a couple of donations that I noticed on PayPal, which is from. Oh God, that's a proper name, isn't it? Oh, it's not. It's Remo. Thank you very much, Remo. Just have to get me thinking cap on. And then from W. Thank you very, very much, W. And then we had one from Graphic Design. Thank you very much, Graphic Design. And that was it for donations. That was all the donations that we've had, 4 donations, since Mr. Mark Sargent kindly did his donation. And you mentioned this yesterday on Truth Frequency Radio as well, Roxanne.
I sure did. I gave the talk a shout out. And Paul collared Mark, and I said that, yeah, we haven't had a donation since yours. So, seeing as you're at the convention, can you go there? You know, go around, let everyone know the PayPal link, and get everyone at the convention to donate to the tour. So hopefully in the next 48 hours, we're going to get some kind of donations from the Dallas convention. Fingers crossed, because I said, you know, we've got to keep the wheels turning one way or the other. So Paul and Mark are on a mission to give as many people the PayPal link. And while they're there, they're going to know that the tour's going on, what's happening on the streets. And hopefully we can get a donation from as many people as possible.
Yeah, please, because we've done some big miles lately. They went through an awful lot of tolls. You've been through a lot of tolls in France, I believe, guys. They were quite expensive as well, weren't they?
Crazy, totally
Yeah,
crazy.
30-40 pound at a time, or euros at a time, and you know, you get like the other night 3 in a night. Yeah, that racks up, and yeah, France is very expensive place to do the mileage in.
Yeah, but it makes sense to do the tolls though, because you know, like it just puts on. So I've looked at on Google Maps to avoid the tolls, and the mileage and the hours that you put on there. You know, you've got to do the tolls. No, that's right.
You know, if it was one man and his dog, you might go, well, it's worth it, you know, but
yeah, if you had time and you're not in a hurry and all of that business, then yeah, you know, then maybe if you want to see the sights. Because obviously, if I wanted to see France or any other country, I wouldn't go nowhere near them tolls. You know, like you'd want to enjoy your surroundings, wouldn't you? But you know,
yeah, well, yeah, but I understand the need to get to 2 places and so on, and it's just the nature of the beast. And while you're talking about the donations, as always, thank you very much for your contribution. We need to continue to ask for your ongoing support to keep this show with this tour on the road. But personally, I wanted to, on behalf of Andrea and I, say thank you to those people who've made super chat donations directly to Andrea and I only learned about these today. They total something like £170, which is fantastic for us. We will definitely use that money for some bills that are coming up. We've got to keep paying the storage, the locker storage that all our possessions are in back in the UK. So I don't know who you are, and I will get your names from Jason, and thank you personally if that's appropriate. But just so you know, we are touched. I was moved when I discovered that today. So thank you so much. It means more than just the money, that's for sure. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a few super chats there as well.
Sorry,
go for it.
Sorry,
no,
Roxanne?
go for it. Yeah, no, I'm literally concurring. I've got a few super chats from people as well, wanting to buy food, coffee, literally like tipping you for what you're saying. It's really sweet. On the super chats as well, they come with personal messages that are there for eternity on in the background. So even after they've gone off of the chat, they're there permanently. So that me and Jason can relay every single one individually to you guys on the camper van. And we need you guys to know that in the chat room as well. Your super chats will find their way. They will wing their way. Google AdSense is a bit of a pain in the backside though, because it makes us wait 4 weeks for the money. They only pay out, I think it's every 21st of each month. So we have to unfortunately wait for the 21st for that to pay out. But when it does, we will make sure we endeavour to get all of those super chats to the retrospective people on the camper van. And it's beautiful to see that kind of support. It's beautiful to see that kind of support for you guys. And me and Jason thought it was best to do it like that and keep the super chats for you guys. Specifically, the super chats don't need to go into the tank, because the messages say otherwise, if that makes sense. The messages are specifically saying these super chats are for you, not for the tank, not for the fuel. And a lot of these people that have donated to the GoFundMe and the PayPal as well. So I can't thank you all enough. You all know who you are, and yeah, we'll convey those people so you can at least connect with them.
Yeah, because sorry, Jason.
No, sorry. Go on. You carry on.
No, I was just going to say that this is you know, we get a few hours of activism and an hour or two perhaps with an update show every day or every second day. But this is the moment. It's a 24/7 commitment. You know, there's no going home, as it were. This is our home right now. And you know, there's no leaving the job at 5 o'clock at night and putting your feet up. It's, you know, you're constantly in the tour bus and you're constantly in the life of preparing for the next step, the next stage. And so it is a big commitment, and particularly I have to say for my wife and for my baby boy, it's a huge commitment for them. So it's not just me. There's more than me. In fact, here she is now. We still haven't got Alexander to sleep this evening. So
No, he's not having it tonight. But then he did wake up at 9 o'clock this morning. So
that was a lie.
And had to sleep. So he's thinking,
he's
no, I'm on Spanish time. Mañana. I'll have a what do you call it? Siesta tomorrow.
Later.
But he's doing good. He's doing good. But yeah, we really appreciate the donations for the tour, because obviously that's why we're here. We're here to get out and talk to the people. But obviously the personal donations are also really touching and really appreciated.
Hugely.
We wanted to know if you guys wanted to see more of what goes on the bus. We're happy to kind of show
a bit more of
some of the day-to-day stuff. I mean, there's some really funny things that we have to kind of work around. Sometimes challenging, but we try and make light of it. You know, like Sven is sleeping on a bed that requires his actually, Adam, you'll know this too. It requires his knees to be in a permanently bent position. Not that I'm saying we'll film Adam. I mean Sven sleeping. But yeah, there's a few adaptations that need to be made, and they just show the time on the bus. And we'd be happy to show you more of that if it was something you were interested in.
Yeah, we had some nuggets of conversations as well. We have like a 2 or 3 minute spell and just think, oh, what a shame we couldn't have sort of shared that in real time with people. You know what I mean? Not making it like a Big Brother situation, but just sort of every now and then a little fly in the wall, bit of footage or whatever. So I don't know if anyone's interested in that, we can certainly do that.
A resounding yes. I'm just scrolling up the chat now, and I've lost myself in ones, just completely. Yeah. I've just said to the chat, please press 1 if you'd like to see more of life on the camper, and it says 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 double ones.
Cool. Okay, we'll get onto that. I mean, we've had some pretty cool sort of metaphysical conversations, haven't we, Sven?
We have.
And I've been reading them their astrology stuff as well. So Sven's going to leave this van come hell or high water with all the knowledge on the astrology that can possibly pass on to him.
That's true.
The full moon's been a bit of a
roller
coaster for me personally, and you're having to do in the confines of the bus, but I'm here and I'm still feeling a little bit better. I'm feeling a bit better today. So, but yeah, we'll happily show you a little bit more of van life.
Yep,
I load some of that on my channel, so go and check that out too. There.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
and I'm not loading it on my channel because I don't have one.
But you do Discord, aren't you?
But I'm going to be doing Discord, so I should be getting any of that footage.
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, if you open on your channel, it'll go straight onto our Discord anyway.
I've also got some requests as well. Life on the camper van. Where did it go? Landvest. Yes, Landvest. It's there on the screen now. Landvest said, "Can you do some conversations on some advanced topics, a bit like what you do anyway? Could you guys delve into some more of the bits and pieces you guys talk about when you're on the camper van? That'd be awesome." And yeah, there's I will say we've got 99.9% of these 60 odd people watching now have just resoundingly said yes, please. very appreciatedly could we see some more content from the campaign.
That's another fire mess we've got ourselves into.
Yeah, they may regret saying that. No, I'm joking.
No, but we look forward to doing that because it will keep us on our toes a little bit as well.
Yeah.
It won't make it a phony situation. It will just make it a situation
No,
where
I mean we had a really great conversation over breakfast brunch today, and we kind of said, oh, wasn't it a shame that we didn't have the camera running, because it would have been certainly something that people probably would have enjoyed listening to, and maybe, you know, having a view on. So yeah, we'll try and do more of that.
Yeah, because we want to encourage there to be more conversation of the deeper stuff, you know, the metaphysical stuff and the stuff that we can theorize about, you know, because when we're fighting and squabbling with all believers, the religion of graviton has held them so tightly that all you ever do is, you know, you flit around the surfaces of this knowledge. But of course, once you can move through that, then there's so much more, you know, so many interesting conversations to be had about how the sun might possibly be working or various other things, when the nature of the bigger picture. So
Love that.
The metaphysical.
I think people
Yeah.
will be massively into this. So everyone in the chat room is agreeing with what you're saying. Everyone's resonating with this. That's great. Absolutely wonderful, guys.
Nice.
Perfecto.
Awesome.
Vanna.
And Howard is a great conversationist when it comes to these things too. So hopefully we'll can get a bit of Howard involved in that too. So that's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, quick shout out to Frank. Frank, thank you for your donation. Just received that. Thank you very much. You mentioned something today. Was it today, Dave, or it could have been yesterday? Just the fact that I was watching it today, and you were on about the rest of the stickers that of people that didn't actually get on the ban, although it was. I just sent you a picture, Roxanne. Maybe you could share that on the screen. That was the rest of the pictures that didn't get a shout. I sent it you on Skype, and you'll be able to see that. And just that was the one that
I'm looking. It's not come through
on your Skype. On your Skype.
No, it's not come through.
All right. Okay. I've just looked. It went. I'm sure it went through on my side. 5 foot. Yeah. No, it's there. Oh, it's got a little question mark. Sending failed. Why did sending fail? That doesn't normally happen.
No, I'm looking for it. It's not there.
Yeah, sending it
I
again.
think there's a problem with the ionosphere today.
Yeah,
it's not bouncing the signals as it's supposed to.
No, the ionosphere is not doing doing what it's told.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all gone.
It's
really
struggling.
That might well be. Yeah, I could relate very well to that.
Yeah. I was speaking to this young man the other day, and I really thought I had him. But we got to Elon Musk, and he was totally in love with Elon Musk.
Oh wow!
And you know, the Falcon Heavy and this and that and so on. It's like we have some fantastic conversations with young people that are minds really ready to be kind of steered or offered a new bit of information, and then there's those that are so caught in it. It's clever how it's been done, how we've been offered these archetypes, these characters, these, you know, Elon Musk reminds me of that guy Iron Man in that movie, the movie Iron Man. You know, he's the archetype, you know, the billionaire who's crazy and who's going to come up with save the world and all this sort of hoo-ha. I think that's who Elon Musk is in this book.
I think he'd like to be thought of like that, Dave. We always have a little thing with his bloody rockets. Have you noticed that the big one is Falcon Heavy and the little one is Falcon Light, isn't it? Is it really that Falcon Heavy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Falcon
That's
Heavy.
nice. The same with his company name, SpaceX. You know, it's sex at the end, isn't it? SpaceX.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all encoded in there, and all the phallic rockets. Oh, watch it going up, and all this hoo-ha, and the power and the thrust, and the, you know, it's just some kind of homoerotic, you know, Hollywood, you know, mess that they've got us into.
Try your messenger, Roxanne. I went through on there. Thank you, Land Vest, for your donation. Yeah, so that was what never got printed out, which is a bit of a shame.
We should all give those channels a bit of a shout then, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
we owe them a big shout.
Yeah.
We owe them a big shout.
So yeah,
Well, maybe they can go on the next program.
Yeah, they definitely will be. You know, like they should have been on there. Like Jay Tolan has done some amazing work. Effie Max should have definitely been on there. You got Taboo Conspiracy there. I forgot his name, Bugatti, the one on the top right. And then you've got the history, where Flat Earth history thing, Bling Bling, and then Alex, the music guru, and Celebrate Truth. Yeah, should have been on the side of the van. Never got done. Not sure why, but we had a double up of other stickers instead, which wasn't asked for.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So those people who got the double stickers, we may need to go back to them for an additional contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sound of
That's
that.
the only reason.
Although you did mention, Dave mentioned, apparently Dave Murphy had also said that Mark Sargent has been stuck on the window of the toilet.
Yes, on a
So
bright
every
day.
time on a bright day when you're using the toilet,
Yeah, it's not
you're
good, is it?
sharing that experience with Mark Sargent.
It's not good for a bloke.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, that's why I tend not to go in there. Really, so.
See all of these $2. You see all of these $2 that have been coming in over the last, few weeks. They all mamped up. Kieran's just put another $4 in total. That's $2 a
Thanks,
pop.
Kieran.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Everything
don't
that
know.
comes in is appreciated, everything, because it really keeps us going. This is real life for us here, and without that funding, without those donations, we can't do this. So
Yeah.
all
This
appreciate it.
is
Thank you very much.
a people's tour for the people, by the people, and it wouldn't be happening without everybody holding hands together and getting this done as I'm scared to use the words. It's like, unifying. Can I say that word? Is that a criminal offence? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's got a better word, but we're pushing forward together. And we wouldn't know one person's going to be able to do this on their own, and we've got to find a way to make a difference. And I feel that we are doing that. You guys are embarking across Europe and really getting people to slow down and look at this most important topic, because it leads to all of the other important topics, like what next? Once you discover this, you've got nothing else to do but to look at everything else. So yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, well, when it comes to budgeting, this morning we stopped for a shower at a truck stop, and the new boy came back and said it's £3.30 for a shower. So I went in and paid my £3.30 and realized if I hung on to my key, I'd be able to pass it down the line to someone else in the crew. So it ended up 3 people used my key, meaning that our showers cost what?
£1.10.
£1.10.
Although we did like the number.
We did like the number.
Yeah, I of course
was trying to do the right thing.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to do the right thing. I was doing absolutely the right thing. I think it's how we would.
Well, not at all. Really. The £3.30 shower versus a £1.10 shower.
Well, but I hope that the difference maybe goes to a good cause.
Why have you become posh?
I don't know.
Bloody hell.
It's that pheasant meat that we had earlier with the pims. It really got on my nerves.
It's wise on that bus not to break the law, Sven, I think. So, yeah. Well.
Yeah, see, and this is the thing on this bus. It's very important that you have a bit of reasoning going on. You know what I mean? A bit of,
I had
you know what I mean? When you got vagabonds doing all their stuff, then you sort of need that check.
We're really pushing.
You need that thing to make it a bit equal again.
I mean, the sorts that could shower in a £1 shower.
Yeah, absolutely. And or a game of pool billiard at
we did play a game of. Well, did you have to mention that?
No, was it?
I got my ass kicked by him. I tell you why, because I'd always assumed that the billiard balls were round, and therefore the billiard table was round too. It came as quite a shock to me to find that it was a flat surface.
It was heavy. It was heavy. I saw the shock in your eyes.
So I was my queue was right off. I had Coriolis, I had a bunch of factors trying to go in there, but none of it seemed to work. Everything seemed to be on a planar system.
See, I need donations just for earplugs, please.
Yeah, insanity.
Because I have to listen to a lot of this talk.
Oh, it's on its way.
Earplug donations, please.
David Scriven
Save Andrea's ears.
donated £10. That's not euros or dollars this time, that's pounds. So he's just donated £10.
Thank you, plain old Dave. Much appreciated.
That'll give him 3 showers, and we'll have 10.
Yeah, that'll get me 3 showers. But then I only need 3 showers. You see, that's the difference. But
in the morning, the amount of trouble we've got coming out, we need regular cleaning.
Well, it's the having your legs bent up.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I need them cracked back into position before I even make it out the door. That's the first.
But Adam, you'll be glad to know his feet don't require the same
treatment
that yours did.
Preparations, yes.
And not only is Adam glad to know that, but so am I.
The
whole crew is.
I don't know what happened on that. They've returned to natural odor levels. To be fair, now the level of randomness that occurred on that bus.
Yes, Your Honour.
Yeah,
yes, Your Honour.
But I have your sympathies, mate. Dave figured a way of waking me up, which was if you did stretch out a little bit, he tickled my feet, which certainly did get me up like that. Luckily, I was late for TFR. But
I was using rubber gloves though.
Well, that's even worse, isn't it? Because the potential, the potential of what those things can do, it gets one thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah. But you still missed, despite the odor. Adam, so don't mind about that.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yes,
we miss
we could
you.
handle a little bit of meek and odor.
Well, I sort of I
I
found out very quickly which way round he was lying here when I came in the van.
that wasn't me. That was Nora.
Well, you tell her that, mate. You tell her that. I'll stay on the bus now forever.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room as well. The Astral Thief is showing you guys loads of love in the chat room. Vertec, Kieran, Mighty Atom, and further up the list, but Clive Albert, National Memorial Gardens is in the chat room as well, showing you guys loads of love. And further up the list, Amanda Globe Denier, hello my darling, lovely to see you in the chat room, showing you guys again loads and loads of love from her. And just further up again, plain old Dave. Dagon Morningstar. Despina said it's lovely to see Andrea. She's really loving seeing Andrea this evening. So she's loving getting Andrea.
Watch his camera work. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that camera.
Love that. The Trinity.
How selfless is that?
He's asleep. He's finally asleep.
So there we are, Despina. There's Andrea there with Dave. Shout out to Despina. She's loving seeing the family on the camper van. And Constance as well. Shout out to you, showing you guys loads of love. And Kieran said, sorry guys, that was meant to be 20. He didn't mean to put the 2. He meant that to be the 20. So shout out to Kieran. He said he's going to sort that out in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for that as well.
Thanks, Kieran.
Thanks, Kieran.
Thanks, Kieran.
Yeah, big time. And to Landvest as well, who's been in the chat room throughout the evening, and Robert Simmons as well. Thank you so much for all your support for the crew on the tour bus as well. Further up the list, I did see D Murphy in the chat room earlier on as well. So shout out D Murphy, Coffee Paul, and Jude as well in the chat room. Leo showed you guys loads of love in the chat room. He's loving it, absolutely loving it. Shout out to Lee as well. Nora in the chat room, showing you guys loads of love in the chat room from Nora. Critical Inception, another awesome activist in the chat room as well, showing you guys loads of support. Dominic as well. Chat room's absolutely full of love, full of it. And all the one crew, all the number 1 crew for the extra footage on the camper van. Massive love for you guys interacting for that bit as well.
We'll try and give you some more
interaction.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's an interesting experience on the van. I'm not gonna make it out to be glamorous in the slightest. You know, we're comfortable, but yeah, there's certain compromise we're having to make, but equally we're getting to share lots of thoughts and chats together. So
Yeah.
and we've got Lisa keeping us entertained with her poetry and a bit of music, and so yeah, it's
It's an interesting and
yeah,
eclectic collection of.
So
Send my love to them guys, Andrea. Will you? I miss
Oh
them.
well, Lisa's
Her and Jack.
yeah, Lisa's got up and sitting in the front cab, but she's really not feeling very well. So
I've been in bed most of the day
Yeah.
with some kind of it feels like flu.
yeah, she's got some serious head colds going on.
And I'm extremely hot, so I can't even lie in bed.
I can't say that about myself at the moment.
Can you hear her?
Yeah.
I don't know if
yeah.
you can hear her.
Take it easy, mate.
Yeah, take it easy,
so,
darling.
so she doesn't really want to necessarily come in front of the camera because she's not feeling her best, but she is listening.
I think
and
we had
yeah,
all
she's
the
full of-
same thing, because I came away with Ebola as well. So
yeah, I think you know what it's when you're out in the cold, you're rushing, you're not necessarily getting the right amount of sleep. You may be grabbing food that isn't necessarily the best at the time. Although we are trying to cook as much as we can. In fact, Lisa's made us 2 amazing veg meals, which felt really good to eat. So yeah, we're trying our best to look after ourselves from that point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't help it. Lisa's standing with a camera in her hand or out in the cold, and we have just come from very cold for many hours. And when they get back to the van, her hands are freezing. So yeah, it's bound to catch up with you. So yeah, we've all got, well, not all, a few of us have got the sniffles. But yeah, Adam, I think we probably had it earlier on because you and I had it. So but yeah, they've got it now. So it's just about resting and eating well and taking it easy.
Yeah, so let's wrap this up. No, I'm just joking. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, you could do it. You could do with a chemist on board.
Loads of love.
Hey,
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we could. But apparently they're quite expensive.
I had a fantastic remedy at the weekend because I was feeling pretty shit, to be honest, and I went for a whiskey sour is what I think it's colloquially called. But yeah, 2 huge shots of whiskey, little bit of sugar dissolved, and then the juice of a whole lemon. And I had 2 of them, and my fingers were numb. But I reckon I fought the cold off with it. That huge shot of it. See, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think I'm coming down with the cold then.
A bloody
yeah.
Well, we haven't got the whiskey, but I've done the ginger, honey, and lemon treatment for the crew.
And
So
stepping into the role.
So
crew
that's about all. And
maintenance.
Lisa's obviously very clued up on what
Natural
supplements she
remedies.
needs. Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely doing what we can, and I'm sure in a few days they'll be feeling better.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we don't want to keep you for much longer. We've been going for an hour and 23 minutes, and we do still have an awesome video that James has made from Bordeaux, which we want to let you watch. I think it's about 7 minutes long, Jace. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll finish from that. But big shout out to James, and to let you guys know that James had a slight alteration to his YouTube channel name. It's now UK. And I think it's a space in between there. Yeah, UK space 2222. So UK 2222. So just in case that you're looking for him, I'm saying this as well because I got unsubscribed to him the other day. Now I go to James's channel quite often, so there's no reason why I would not subscribed to him. So do check yourselves that whether you're subscribed to him or not, but make sure you are, and hit that bell notification as well because he does some great compilations and that. So we're gonna finish with James's.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Bordeaux.
Before we do that, if there's anything you guys want to say, please go ahead and say whatever you want before we wrap up.
Okay, cool. Just to say, we know that the big American convention or conference, not sure what it's called, is about to kick off in 24 hours or something.
Yep.
So there, I think we're hoping to get a little bit of airtime. You know, maybe do a go live during one of their kind of shows or something.
Great.
We haven't had that confirmed, but I just wanted to put that on people's radar that we might have one of our sessions over the next 3 days might end up being aired live on at the US convention.
Hint, hint.
So yeah, that's obviously an opportunity to spread the word of what we're doing, and also increase the potential for contributors to keep this this tour on the road.
Here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Loving that. That would be awesome if we can pull that off and get that happening. That's absolutely fantastic. The exposure, the awareness, I think is brilliant, because I do still feel like there's a lot of people that don't know this is going on. So, yeah, definitely. Great job, the Globe Live crew from Vertec, for Kieran as well. Astral Thief, Jude is still in the chat room. Myroslav Kordik is in the chat room. Garlic and honey. Astral Thief says true ginger, honey, lemon, garlic, turmeric, and pepper. That's an awesome cocktail. Yeah, apple cider vinegar needed. Loads of people putting their little medicinal hints in there. And National Memorial Gardens is sending his love to Lisa and Jack the Transporter as well, hoping that they get better soon.
Yeah, Jack the Transporter.
Yeah, and Mighty Atom as well in the chat room too. And Landvest and Critical Inception are still there as well. So thank you all so much for all of your interactions in the chat room, and for all of your donations, super chats, and likes and shares. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have a good
indeed.
one tomorrow, guys. Hope you enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Adam, awesome to see you, mate.
See you later, Adam.
Thanks
Take
for
it easy.
stopping
Yeah,
in.
guys, I just want to say, I can't be there, but it's great to keep watching you, and I shall be, as I say, even the little streams when you're wandering down a back alley, Dave. I miss it, guys, and it's the next best thing. So keep it up, and good luck in your encounters.
Thanks,
all
buddy.
pleasant.
Thanks, buddy.
Fantastic. Yeah, please have a good rest tonight. Have a great day tomorrow, and tune in to Jason of the Disbury or to Trinity 4 tomorrow to keep up to date with what's going out on the streets of Madrid as they wake up the city and let them know that they've been lied to about where they live. This has been another edition of the Globe Live Euro Update with myself, Jason of the Disbury, the Trinities, Sven, Jack, Lisa, and the amazing Zizi and Adam Meek. Next time, take care.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
See you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hello, all the people on the truth seekers. You flat.
I should say thanks. Also, I should say thanks also for your commitment to a very, very important mission. There's no doubt that this type of activity needs to grow, expand, and mature. Got
People don't know what to do.
It's sharing information. That's, there are one or two things on here that, thank you. There are, and another one, please. Sorry. Thank you. There's a load of YouTube channels on there. Globebusters, DITRH. He's actually on here watching right now. Sharing, Mark Sargent. The most people doing content, etc. So they're worth checking out, most definitely. Oh, they know exactly what they're talking about. Yeah, and they'll also explain how not to get embroiled in scientific conversations, because scientific conversations only suits their purposes.
Yes, but
it doesn't.
You have to understand, otherwise there's.
Yeah.
But that, I will check.
Lovely. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your time. Au revoir.
You want to stop us there,
Yeah,
and it was quite interesting because they're very open-minded and interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's excellent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My experience, I've only been here a couple of days, three days or so, but my experience is if you chase too much, there's no point.
Yeah. But each of us has to take individual responsibility. You can do good or you can do bad, light or dark. We have that choice. But when you don't get given the truth about who you are, then you will more likely choose dark. That's what we see in our world today, a lot of dark.
I think that to get our need, we have to stop thinking, because our best enemy is our
In the mind. That's why they say govern the mind, govern to control the mind, the mental. So government is all about controlling your mind. So most of what you are brought up to think, even if you're a man who lives outside of the system, most of what you've been brought up to think has been given to you by a system that is corrupted, that is wrong. So it's hard until you unpick that and go, jeepers, they've lied to me about everything, including even the nature of the globe. That's how powerful the game is. And then you start to kind of rebuild your life, knowing what you know, having all the beautiful experiences and hard experiences you know, you build them back on a foundation of a flat earth, not some spinning thing that goes upside down, that has asteroids coming in, dinosaurs, and it's all a horrible thing. There's UFOs and aliens that are smarter than us and that are older than us and all that stuff. Nonsense. We are the pinnacle of creation. And for me, flat earth, or knowing that extremity or the extent of the deception, and knowing that it's maybe an enclosed system with us at the center, means that we are center stage, and we need to live our lives wherever you live your life, wherever you live your life as the center stage, and try and live it in a divine, and spiritual kind of way.
You get people paying taxes, you get people watching television, listening to the mainstream media. Schools have a curriculum, an agenda that's set from people above them. A school teacher is not independent. The school teacher teaches what they're told, right? Children don't know that.
Old information.
Teachers don't teach old information. Teachers teach official information. That's different. Old is not official. Old is old. Official is official. And if my teacher says to me, we live on this ball that I'm spinning, why don't they offer me an alternative view?
You think satellites don't exist?
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying that what they tell us they're doing or where they are placed is wrong. I'm saying they're not being. There are people who build satellites, absolutely, but not this. Sphere, mesosphere, exosphere, stratosphere, troposphere. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah? And these are little things that they don't teach at school, so nobody asks questions. This is the problem. And I'm 46. It took me until I was 43 to realize, oh my God. You know? I know it's hard in the beginning because, listen, I agree with you, because when I started, people were saying, well,
I believe everything,
Well, I don't like to believe. I like to find out. Because belief is the problem we have. We believe too much. Yeah, it's called controlling the mind. That's what government means. That's the word. It's in the clue is there. It's all in plain sight. We see it in front of us, but we don't visualize it properly.
Keep I don't know what to do. The earth is flat, living in illusion. The earth is flat.
There was like a video where a pilot flew it, and there was like you can see like the curvature of that.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, there were many perspectives that it was kind of weird to see like the curvature of that, because it wasn't like literally like a globe.
No.
It was different.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay.
Well,
And an airplane allows us to look at, to get above the troposphere or stratosphere, which is like the limit of normal airplanes.
Yeah.
This one can go, I don't know if it's almost the
Monsieur?
mesosphere.
Okay.
It gets almost to the mesosphere or something like that. I don't remember like which atmosphere does the airplane get, but the point is like we can see like curvature, but not like a sphere. It's
Circle. Because if you think, look at the shape of your eye. So if I'm stood here like this looking round, of course it's going to do that because it has to. Lenses are built like that. But that doesn't mean the Earth is curved like a ball.
You should try to have a more academic way to express your ideas. I think so. To try question scientific ways.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, but in that packet of information you got there, there's a website called Estock. Go there. There's a bunch of resources where you will see all the science arguments being made, and all the experiments that are being done. and then also there's the evidence that they tried to hide from us. Michelson, Morley, all the big scientists of the day, the French and British scientists were doing the interferometer experiment. For 30 years, they tried to prove that the Earth was spinning, and they failed. So they agreed that, and they also got rid of ether and then came up with general relativity, as far as my studies tell me. And so this has all been an obfuscation, a hiding of the truth about who we are, and they've overlaid this kind of version of reality, which was all taken on as a belief system. And thanks to you for stopping by. I'm sure you've given us the thumbs. It shouldn't hurt you. Hey ho. I'll have to stream it, and I'll bid you farewell. See you in the live.